Good morning, Pancakes. It's Monday. Man, it's been a long week. Isaac, I'm glad you're back vlogging. Those were two magnificent vlogs, and I enjoyed them both thoroughly. I'm gonna have to call you out on the Yeti and clones part. I'm not so sure that's true, but we're gonna have to take it because it's the internet. As far as WAP Games goes, I know I'm the chief editor for those videos, and it should be something that I prioritize really high, and it's something I want to do, and it's something I will do. But as you mentioned in your video, we are a little busy right now, I guess, with being lazy, maybe? I mean, it is summer. You and I are both interning. You also have your other job. JT's busy getting ready for school. And it is something that I am going to do. But right now I'm waiting. And it will come. And we will all know when the right time is. Also, you made some really good points about whether your vlog was a selfie vlog. JT asked and I never responded. And I support your conclusion that it is in fact a selfie vlog for the very reason that your webcam is really your only camera that you have. Strictly speaking, a selfie is sort of something that's taken with a phone. Kind of taken of yourself, and you didn't really do that with your computer or anything, but it's the best you can do, and so it counts for me. As far as whether or not we want to replace you, Isaac, as you know, as we all know, we've all kicked all of each other out of the band several times. This is very joking. I don't think we'd ever seriously kick each other out of this group. I don't want you gone. I want you here. I was playfully considering other people like Kevin, who has shown lots of incredible talents, at least with video, on this channel. But no, I definitely want you, especially because you are just one of my best friends, and you are absolutely right. You cannot be replaced. I enjoyed your response about whether you cry in videos. I would say that tearing up is probably crying during a movie, so I'll count that one for us, but that's a debate for another time. I would also like to say that when I said I haven't seen you hurt people's feelings intentionally, what I mean is I've seen you be short with people, almost come across as rude, but most of the times, and particularly I think about me when sometimes you say something that gets me kind of like, whoa, like, man, that was kind of mean. Most of the time is because I'm not being a good friend or I'm not in a good mood and you're sort of keeping me in check. So I've certainly seen you be short with people, but most of the time it is in an effort to bring this person or bring the situation back to a place where you'd want to share these friends or these people with your other friends and your other people or your family. Isaac, that was a very touching story about you in the 4th grade. I'm very sorry that you lost a friend, but it occurs to me that we often lose friends throughout our lives for very silly things like that. Once early on while I was in high school, I remember one day I was in chemistry. My girlfriend at the time didn't particularly like one of my friends because he was one of the cool guys or something. She just didn't like him for whatever reasons, but he was one of my best friends. She told me to kick him, and I loved my girlfriend, I really loved my friend, but I was like, oh, I'll kick him and he'll be fine because he'll understand. And I kicked him, and he was like, dude, why would you do that? And it's like, well, my girlfriend told me to do this, and he said, that's not cool. And then as I reflected on it at the time, I was like, man, that's really not cool. Why would I do that? He's my friend. Why would he understand me doing that because someone else told me to do that? Why did my girlfriend tell me to do that? That's just not a cool thing to do. This is one of my friends and she knows this. Why would she ask me to do a strange thing? And then why did I do it? And so I felt really bad about that. This friend of mine is still my friend, but the girlfriend is not someone who's just my friend anymore. I think a lot of the struggle that you felt at the time while you were in 4th grade with these people who were cool and didn't want you to be cool or didn't want you to be part of their group may be the same reason why I was inclined to kick my friend at the request of my girlfriend at the time. At the time, I just assumed it would be really easy to make my girlfriend happy while causing no problems with my friend. It seemed easy enough to do what she asked, and my friend would just understand because I was trying to make her happy. What I wasn't thinking about was how this action I was taking would make him feel, how it would hurt him, and how he would perceive what I was doing to him, actually inflicting pain on him. In that scenario, I was likely just thinking about how he was a nice person and he was really cool and understanding, and he and I had lots of great times together, and if I could just tell him about, hey, you know, this is why I did this, that it would be okay. In reality, I believe I did hurt his feelings. I did explain to him what it was I was doing. We talked about it and we collectively agreed that this was a not cool thing. We've gotten past it, but I just assumed that he would be able to be cool with it because it was going to make me happy by making my girlfriend happy. I think these underlying ideas are sort of at the heart of the movie that we saw this week, and I'm sorry you didn't get to see the whole thing. We all went to Night on the Towns, which is really exciting, and a huge part of that book and the movie is understanding the complexities of individual people. One of the lines from the movie went something like, "What a treacherous thing it is to think of a person as more than a person." As I reflect on the interaction with my friend, I feel like perhaps I was thinking of that person as less than a person, just a set of emotions and understandings, or perhaps I was thinking of him as more than a person, and that I was thinking of him ideally. He was just cool, understanding, and incapable of anger. But in that instance where I performed this action, I really got to see and understand him as a person. No one likes to be kicked, no one likes to be hurt. In removing that concept from him, not wanting to get hurt, particularly by his friend, I was sort of taking away a human element from him. That also makes me think about what happened on Thursday night. JT, you touched on it, and you said it was Isaac's story to tell, and I agree. But when I think about the person that was involved and what got us excited about the moment, it brings to mind that we were so excited for what was going on because of the reaction to Isaac's burp, and we had pinned these thoughts and ideas on this person and how we think they should be because they acted in such a way. When I think about it, it's almost like we put an unfair assumption on what this person is like, and we have ideas and we almost kind of come up with stories about a person that we don't know that is going to act in a particular way in a particular situation. If this were a person we were ever actually to meet, if we got to know them any better, we may have some unfair assumptions about their character and what kind of person they would be in our group because of the way we talk about this particular person. I'm not suggesting that we shouldn't have fun and speculate and talk about or have funny stories about whom we might think Isaac might enjoy to be around for a long time, but I suppose I am saying that perhaps we should keep in check what our expectations about a person would be before we get to know them. I don't even know if that's something we actually have set up for ourselves as far as an expectation of this person, but let's not go into the future and allow someone to be let down because they don't meet the epic story that we've created for being Isaac's wife. JT, I'd also like to apologize that you didn't get to finish your milkshake. I also want to apologize that they ended up giving you a large when you just wanted a small. Also, I suppose I'd like to point out that when you talked about the girls that would rave over Isaac's manliness or the boys that would rave over Savannah's beauty, we once again are supposing ideas about people off of this one character. I feel like this is a fairly elementary understanding and explanation of this theme in Paper Towns about the complexity of people, but I suppose to get a deeper understanding, starting on these elementary levels are better. Especially when I look at Savannah, I think that she's very beautiful, and when I first met her, one of the first attractions is her outward beauty. I am attracted to the way she looks, but the reason that she and I have been together for a very long time is that I've gotten to see her inner beauty and understand the many complexities and pains and joys of her being a person. So when I see her and I think of her as beautiful, I don't think of just how I like the way her hair flows as it blows in the wind, but I also like the way her ideas flow as she speaks them into the world. I would also say the same about Isaac. I think Isaac is an attractive person. He's just a good-looking guy, and I think even though he's kind of a bigger guy, he's not intimidating. I think people would like to be around him, especially after not only just seeing him and just talking to him for a little bit. He's very easy to talk to, and he's just a funny guy. So even on the surface level, for someone who doesn't know him very well, they can kind of create this image of Isaac that is of this all-around good person, which is one of the qualities that I use to describe what we would want in a person that would be replacing Isaac. And truthfully, we can't replace Isaac, but there are also so many things that we can cook up about him being this intense and amazing person, which would make him seem like a person who might not have any fears and is willing and able to be successful beyond the normal human means. And while it's good to try and encourage our friends and to be able to say nice things about them, once again we may get in that situation where even amongst our friends that we know very well, we can place them on these pedestals and almost create this facade in our own minds about who we want our friends to be and what we expect them to do in certain situations. I've found most of the time that when I get upset or frustrated with people or situations. It's that I was expecting this to happen, or I was expecting them to react in this way, and they didn't. I think it's good when that happens, when I can learn more about a person, when I thought maybe they like this and they didn't. But when it gets to a point where I get frustrated with them, or I want them to be this particular way of this particular thing, I don't think that's healthy. And sometimes some of those hurts, which we may not think of hurts at the time, can build up and cause long-lasting pains. I really enjoyed reading Paper Towns, and I really enjoyed the movie, and I really like that we got to go see it together. We were able to have a great time afterwards. But John Green is not someone who has written these books or made these movies because he wants to make money and he thinks this is a great way to do it. I think that he has some understanding about life and people. I think it's good to sit on and reflect on these deeper questions and ideas about what it means to be a person and how to act and engage with people of different kinds, or just people who are already close. I have seen situations where two people who are best friends in the world I can't talk to you for months, because when we talk to each other more than a couple times every couple months, I want to throw a chair at you in almost a serious way. Like, that's not cool. I don't think we'd get like that, but I wouldn't have thought these two people would get like that either. So, having said all these things, I'd like to say that I like being your friends. Let's be friends forever. Internet, I'll see you next week. Isaac, I guess I'll be seeing you on Wednesday. It sounded like you were saying there was an experiment here, like maybe you were testing us to see if we would keep vlogging if you didn't. Well, I hope we pass. So, I will see you on Wednesday. Or I will say things to you on Wednesday night or Thursday sounding like, Isaac, where's your video? You were supposed to be vlogging again.